Hi guys, today I'm going to show you my process of painting this fantasy elf castle landscape in Procreate. Starting here with laying down the sketch using the Procreate pencil. And here using the soft brush to bring in colours to the background, and then using the Gaussian blur to soften and blend the effect. I used the soft pastel brush to paint in the pink cloud. I had initially decided this would be a pastel painting, however I changed my mind about halfway through and started using the gouache brush instead, which I've decided I absolutely adore at the moment. Just using the hard airbrush to outline the mountains in different colours and then blocking in the colour using the colour fill method. I use the script brush here to paint the tree trunks, as this brush is pressure sensitive and becomes thicker the harder you press and thinner the lighter you press. Here I use the leatherwood brush to blot in some of the leaves for the trees, filling in the blots of colour for each different element such as the castle, bridge, water, etc. using the hard airbrush again, and keeping each element on separate layers. Now I'm adding different textures to the mountains using the soft pastel brush. This is a brush from Genevieve's design studio, and I'll leave a link to her channel below. Here I'm filling in different colours to the bridge using the gouache, turpentine and the pastel brushes. For the castle, I'm starting to use different colours and tones to create depth and show distance, light and contrast using the gouache brush, which I think at the moment has become my absolute favourite brush to use. And here trying to create glowing effects in the windows and doors of the castle, as well as on the side where the light would be hitting it, using the gouache brush and using lighter and lighter shades and colours towards the centre to make the colours pop and stand out more. Here painting the trees, I tried using different textured brushes to create more of a rough tree-like texture. However, after playing around with this for a while, I decided to just stick with the gouache brush and just keep the trees less textured and darker. And here, trying to fill in shadows and contrast to the bridge, I used a mixture between the gouache and turpentine brush and the smudge tool to blend everything in. Now focusing on the water, I used the fresco brush and dark purpley blue around the edges, and the gouache brush to add lighter tones to the center where the light would be hitting the water, as well as adding pink and purple tones that would naturally be incorporated by the reflections from the mountains. Not that mountains would naturally be pink though, of course, but you know, whatever. Using the soft pastel brush to paint in the clouds with darker tones further away from the light source, I also used the clouds brush as an eraser to erase some of the edges to give it more of a fluffy cloud-like texture. To paint the sun, I used the soft airbrush using a yellow color and then a bright whitish yellow towards the center. I then duplicated the sun here and enlarged it and lowered the opacity to create a more of a glowing effect in the sky. So here I'm just filling the mountains with textures and colors using the turpentine and the gouache brushes again, as well as the smudge tool. For the leaves on the trees, I used the rainforest and the leatherwood brushes. I messed around with these a little bit too long, trying to get the shading and texture right, putting the lighter tones closer to the light source and the darker tones towards the edge of the painting. For the plants and the vines hanging off the bridge, I used the rainforest brush as well as the twig brush. And now here you can see me changing my mind about the color of the trees. Since the rest of the painting wasn't in realistic colors, I decided to change the color of the grass and the leaves of the trees to this purpley pink color instead, by adjusting the hue, saturation, and brightness in that layer until I found the color that I like. Let me know in the comments which color you prefer. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this video helpful at all, please consider subscribing, liking, or leaving a comment if you have any questions. See you in the next video. Bye!